setup here because I went on and hit the button a little bit faster than I anticipated. So, just a second. Let me get things up and running here and see what happens. Alright, get things set up here. Oh, well, that didn't work. I did go on a little bit early. I was gonna go on at 2:30, but I figured why not, right? Well, I'm trying to get things figured out here. No, stop it.
Oh, there. I forgot your coffee.
Oh, yeah, I got, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, my dear. Let's see here. Okay. There we go. All right, we got it. We're up. Now I can see it when you guys start trolling. All right. So let's go and sit here and relax for what? Colt, you need to grow some thumbs so you can go inside when you want to. All right. Oh, hopefully the internet stays up and everyone can go ahead and see what's going on. Seems like I have that issue a lot, you know? Specifically with the router. It tends to drop out. So if I do drop out, I'm hoping it goes to 5G instead of killing my channel out completely. So we'll just wait for people to drop in and have a chat. Chat about anything you like. Go ahead and hook this power up. Hold on one second. Stare at my coffee. Hold on. I'll read the chat and then we'll get in it. We'll get into it. That is that's an interesting t-shirt. Yes, a lot of people seem to think so. Coffee's good. Appreciate it. Thank you. Welcome. Young. I appreciate that. Yeah, I gotta get a trim for sure, but the actual thumbnail on this was actually generated using a photo of me, and I had it, you know, provide some inspiration, and there you go. It turned out really well, I think. Hold on a second. So we might okay. The channel person who said that in chat. I'll get to the plane. Hold on, don't worry. A Savior Christ, yes. Everything you said is true. I agree with it wholeheartedly. And anybody who doesn't like that religion or is bothered by the fact that I believe that, then, I mean, you don't have to stay. It's not like I forced you in here. Hello, how are you? And we found Waldo. Holy crap, tell the internet. Waldo. We officially found Waldo. DPC found Waldo. Tell everyone. Okay, so you want to see the plane. Which plane you want? The one in the back or behind me, or the one with the big 340 millimeter fan? It's like, I'm serious, Waldo. Everyone's always, where's Waldo? I was looking for you. And you jumped in here, so I officially, according to the internet, have found Waldo. Somebody needs to go update the Wikipedia on Waldo and let them know that Drone Power Concepts found Waldo. How is everyone doing today? Everyone is sounding like they're just in a good mood today. Is it because the stock market is freaking taking an upward swing like you wouldn't believe, like out of the park? I know a friend of mine called me today, or I called him. I told him, I said, look, I told you to hold the dip. No matter how far this was going down because of those tariffs, hold on to that volume, because watch what's going to happen. Because I knew exactly what was going to happen. He calls me up. He's like, man, everything's going up. Everything's going up. He's all excited. I'll tell you when to sell. And he bought more of the dip, too, so he made money. He's a happy man. Wish I had money to invest. I would have done it, but I'm on vet benefits, so I'm broke. Almost constantly. Matter of fact, a lot of this channel is funded by people like you who come in and join and decide they like the projects that are being seen, or they like the fact that they can just sit and chat with somebody for no damn reason. Whether your opinions differ from mine or mine from yours, it doesn't matter. Here we can be civilized human beings, and you don't even have to worry about keeping your windows rolled down in San Francisco. You just relax. Have a good day. And then we can talk about my projects if you guys are interested in those projects. Because I have a very large 300, let me clarify before I have a very large drone that I'm putting together. Didn't want anybody getting excited out there. And the motor is a 340 millimeter 22 blade high pass. All 4 of them. So things are gonna get pretty serious pretty quick. Vietnam vet, salute you. I'm Gulf War. I'm gonna bet you money that your drone ain't bigger than mine. Because this is just one of the motors. Very stable too. Oh my gosh. Each one of these is run by a 60 horsepower motor. So yeah, that's gonna be fun when I do the spin up on that test. Oh. Yeah, when I spin that thing up on its maiden test here on the bench, that's gonna be it's gonna be a fun day when I spin that up. What's that last comment for? Are you answering somebody else? Welcome, South Africa. That's good. We found Waldo in South Africa. Let the internet know. Let the internet know. I like how you're not standing out in a white and red sweater and beanie in Africa. Perplexes me, but we managed to find Waldo fairly easily. See, this administration, we found Waldo, we brought him home. I'm telling you. Your daddy's Tom Hanks? Or is it, I don't know if there's a... Did he take you to Epstein's Island with him? Oh, you guys are great. Hold on, I'm trying to get about the chat. Hold on. My name should be, it's Drone, man. It's actually in my bio. My name is Roger, and it is a pleasure to meet all of you. Please come in, have a seat, and welcome. Do I think all men pay? Curious about American perspective on this. It depends on the context. My shirt's okay. I'll just show the whole shirt. Prepare to be triggered. Are you triggered yet? Thumbs up for triggering. I know anyone with a septum's running like a mother. Getting out of the channel. Anyone with a septum piercing, gone. Now you're all welcome here. It don't matter to me. You can pretend to be whatever you want to be, man. You want to build a fort and go and hide in it and say you're a princess? Have fun. We're all friends here. Septum piercing is what I was referring to. It seems to be a defining characteristic in most cattle and or Democrats. So, yeah. Looks like Sanka. Sanka's going to be the one that corrects me today. Do I talk to Africans? Is that the question you're asking? I'm talking to one right now, aren't I? I mean, you just said you were from South Africa. Six 1, 225. Yeah. You'll grow into it though. I'm 6'4", 290. Everyone hates me because I got a beard. It's like, look, dude, look. My ancestors were slaves long before yours were, so it seems like I get that argument all the time. You're oppressing people in the United States. We still are? Are we? Are we? Did we start that again? Because I've got a kitchen and a lawn that need to get done. And if we're bringing that back, like everyone's saying, kitchen and lawn. South Africa's fine, leave them alone. Everyone's, I mean, I don't know how to speak if there's a, whatever language there might be in South Africa. I don't know why I thought it was French. Maybe that's just Canadians. But je ne comprends français. Comprends un peu. Too many of them here. Soldier. Expand on that. Who's Grinder Bio? Who are you talking to? I'm trying to like get into the chat. Hello. The reason why you're here having so much fun right now. I'm like gonna be the only guy that does a live and gets like, they're just here to chat, like fight or whatever, or talk stuff out. And I'm sitting here by myself going, okay, well, you guys just let me know when you want me in on the conversation. What's your of? Um, I will try to comprehend that one. Well, what are you asking, Senka? Professor. Nigeria? You want me to say the N word? How about no? Yes, it's only. Oh, that was only. I don't have an OnlyFans. Is he? I hope they're not talking about me. All right, you ain't getting my goodies. And I'll go to smooth path. Criminals down under. Why would I do that? It's not the Chinese fault that she's the leader. That sounds funny. You know? All comments are directed to you or about you, if that helps. It does, but sometimes it's going by so fast, I feel like they're answering somebody else because some of them questions are kind of disconjointed sentences. Not to be critical, but I'm trying to, these screens aren't getting any bigger. This is just tobacco. The fun stuff's next door over here. And I don't do that on camera. And it's just not because it's not legal almost everywhere, but it's not legal in some places. And I really don't want to promote that in a country that might, be like, oh, you're in trouble for watching that. And I don't want, you know what I mean? Well, it's much easier to get the tobacco out of them if I do have it, yes. So yes, holding the pipe is preferable. I mean, I can't float it, so yeah. No, I'm not into that. I'm sorry. I think you're on your own. Sorry, Imki. I will, just not on camera. I will smoke the devil's lettuce. Rugby. I don't think I've ever played it. I don't have anything against it. But, I mean, there's a lot of sports that I don't like. I mean, you would look at me and think, sports guy? Not really. No, it's tobacco. Look, here, I'll show you. I'll show you right now. I'm not going to show you the brand name, obviously. But, see, anyone with 2 brain cells can tell that that's tobacco. So, yeah. Tobacco. No. Now, the other stuff looks a little like this. And it's not, mine or anything as far like I didn't grow it or anything like that. That's what's legal in California. Okay, pretty much all of it. But this one smells like strawberries. But we won't be getting into that right now. How did I grow a beard? Well, I was born, became an adult, puberty started, and then funny thing, hair is similar to the one on my head, or maybe in other places, started coming out of my face. And then, time just took over. Not to be too sarcastic in the answer. It wasn't meant disrespectfully. I'm sarcastic with everyone. I don't want to offend any one person. I want to offend you as a group. You tried the Dumbledore joke a little bit ago. It didn't really get any traction. So, yeah. Erwin? That was a good one. I like it. Everyone, yeah, guess my age. Go ahead. Feel free. Not even close. Nope, nope, nope. Nope. No, nope. One is close. One is close. Yes! Bam! Armando got it. 49 last month. 63? Yeah. You're most definitely not the CIA. Because trust me, they know how old I am. Mentally 12. That I will agree with. You want to know why? Because I love building kids stuff. I mean, I love the science behind flying drones and RC and stuff like that. I mean, if you've grown up and you've thought, this is childish, I'm going to not have fun anymore, then, you know, sucks to be you. Banghead. You are funny. You are funny. You are quite funny. No, I am quite heterosexual. I know that might offend some people. I just don't give a shit. You know what? I love Stacy too. She's my wife. How tall am I? Is that what you're asking? Well, I'm 6'4". No, I don't swing. Usually the chains are too close together and I end up breaking it. And then the kids on the field, they get all mad because, Daddy, the big guy broke the swing. What the hell kind of question is that? Bank. That's a dumb question. That's what that is. Dude jumps in chat. I'm trying to sleep. Another good one. I like it. I like it. I love it. Another good one. Hold on, hold on. I'm trying to catch up on the chat here. It's just going by so quick. Where's Chet? Why are you telling Chet to go back to Jamaica? He can identify as a desk lamp if he wants to. I don't care. I don't play pretend with him. Be civil to everyone. Who cares? Why do you keep asking about a safe word? I don't understand what you're getting at. That's the point, man. You hang out and just like chat, be people. You know, like you was back in the day when you could throw something at somebody and they would, kick back with a good burn or something like that. Just chill. It was all fun and games. It don't matter where you're from, who you love, how you love. I might not agree with it. Somebody else might not agree with it. But this ain't the place for it. This is a place where you find out, this is humanity. And we're all going to just get along and have fun. That's the whole point. And then if you like the other content on my channel, and you're into drones and you're into building stuff, that's the place to be. When you want to go in there, you go in there and check out the different playlists. I think you'll like everything you see. And you'll see the struggles and the fact that I can't fly small aircraft. Hi E, how you doing? Welcome, everybody welcome. Freaking heaven, man. There's another one. That's a good gym right there. That's a gym. I like that one. Erwin, not Evan. I apologize. Erwin, you came in with another good one. Don't spy on your neighbor. What do you need a drone for? You just look over the fence. I'm reading chat if I'm not looking at the camera. I apologize. I don't have like an Uber setup like some of those talking heads do. I think it's funny when people watch reaction videos just because a girl is reacting to videos you've already seen on the internet. What do I think about? That's kind of it's a question you don't want to get lost in. Kind of an ADHD sort of creator. So, yeah, once you're in my head, you're not getting out. There's no escape. I can't even get out of it. Yeah, that's right. We drank from the freaking hose, man. All right, Gen X. That's the best generation ever, man. 80s, Roller King, arcades, the actual freaking mall with like the Sears and the J.C. Penney's and the Mervyn's and all that other stuff. That's what I'm talking about. Not this new shit like where you're like, oh, I gotta get this for my house. I'll just click 3 buttons, not get up off my ass until Amazon rings the doorbell. I don't like that, man. Kmart. Yes. Kmart, man. With the little the cafeteria that had those chocolate cream pies, man. Oh yeah. Get one of those and go sit in the electronics department and watch TV for a couple hours. Why do people come in with such vague questions? I mean, they're insinuating things, of course, but they come in and they do they do these questions. You agree with Dion, honey? What's up? Where's Dion? What do you say? What's my opinion on trans people? You can play pretend all you want. I don't give a shit. Just don't expect me to play along. Because if you get pissed at me for misgendering you or whatever the hell and you're not wearing a fucking name tag that shows exactly what it is you're supposed to be, I'm not going to take the blame for it. It's your own damn fault. But other than that, you're a human being. You might be, going through something a little bit weird, but you're still a human being. Real men do not drink and drive. Good Lord. That's another dumb statement. Man, I gotta get a more comfortable chair. That's for sure. Why would you drink and drive? That's dangerous. That's stupid. If you're gonna drink, stay at home. I'm in my 40s, almost half a century old. What the hell makes you think I want to get in a car and go out anywhere anyway? Who told E to stop talking about trans people? You can talk about it all you want. I don't care. Look, it's like I said. We're all human beings. We all grew up wanting to be something else. Something different. This is the career we chose. This is the life we chose. It might not fall in line with my religious beliefs. Not my lifestyle. But I'm not going to fault you for it. That's your thing. It's what you're going to have to deal with when the end comes. But I'll be praying for your soul, man. And I was a soldier, so no matter what you are, I'm going to protect you from all enemies, foreign and domestic. That was my oath, and I'll never give it up. I make drones. I make anything, really. I think it up, I take it into Fusion, cat it out, bring it in here, slap a motor on it, and see what it does. Where's CJ? Did CJ go in here? Yes, I told you, CJ. I told you. When I get that thing, because you sent me pictures of what you're showing, I will do a live just wearing that. Nothing else. So I hope the apron part wraps all the way around. Otherwise, someone might get a view they ain't looking for. Well, maybe a couple of you will. Freaking Irwin, man. Just dropping gold today. Little kid from Growing Pains. Not quite, but very, very good. Well done. Well done. My good sir, you win the internet. My hat is off to you. And I'm not wearing one, so that should be obvious. You guys are great. This is a good conversation. Working even more intensely with that, but if motivation.
Hey.
Yeah.
MK said I had to be quiet and only let the men talk. You better address that.
Where's MK? MK, did you tell Stacy not to talk? Don't tell my wife not to talk. So far you've been cool, but I will scour the earth for you. Don't disrespect my wife. You're welcome, Erwin. I would do it again, but my wife won't let me. Yeah, I do have quite a delay, so if I'm missing some of the questions, I apologize. I'm trying to read through it as it goes to kind of catch up. TND, have no idea what that means. Tox. Clarify. Yes. Get that bitter coffee. There sounds like there's some bitter people out there. And CJ here is the maker of the best bitter coffee for bitter people. And you can go to the link in my channel page. It's called Breakfast in Bread. And get some bitter coffee and some bitter coffee merch. I'm telling you, it's good stuff. Get yourself some. Erwin, you can't leave. We expect comedy gold from you. You cannot disappear like this. Oh, thank God Waldo's still here. I thought we lost Waldo again. You have no idea how hard it is to find Waldo in the U.S. We've been doing it for years. Yes, I was military. Army. Buck! Buck has arrived. You're what? You're an alpha beta? A sorority or something? Air Force? Love it. Air Force. Hats off to the Air Force. I would like any F-18 that you're not using at the moment. I could use the airframes. You're a Marine. Yes. See, this is what I loved about Marine. Army was a little bit more strategic. Marines were strategic, but they were like the wolves that you let off the chain. Okay? That was the Marines. Like, there's stuff I would do in the Army that would, scare some people, but especially when I was in any kind of combat. But the Marines, you send them out there and they're just like, they just eat everything in sight. Love them. That's like the Army shows up, Navy shows up, and they're like, all right, fine. We want to keep this going. We brought 6 Marines. That's all we're going to need. Keep it up. The entirety of Iran, we're just going to need 6 Marines. And you're done. And they wouldn't even need rifles and ammunition. They could do that shit with a pencil. Lots of respect for the Marines. They wouldn't let me in the Marines because I was a single father at the time. And Army was my only choice. So, but I had the distinct privilege of being trained at Fort Benning. Delta Company, 347th Infantry. Sandhill. Best time of my life. Except for the humidity. For someone coming from someone who was born in California, that was a shock. Damn, I hope soon. I hope Gaza gets those casinos. I do. Okay, MK. Well, you'll be all right. Just don't get the pills mixed up. Guess how old I am. Okay. Waldo, you are 22. What did I study to do? I'm an engineer. I was industrial engineering initially, and now I'm moving to aerospace. Alright, Army saved my ass more than once. Hey, thank you for your service. I appreciate that. I appreciate the recognition. They certainly didn't. When you get back, we never went in. You know what I'm talking about. We never went in for the purposes of expecting a pension or pay or benefits when we got out. That's not why we went in. We all went in young. We knew what we were doing. And we didn't expect all these benefits when we got back. And now I'm being told I get a whole, bunch of benefits, like don't have to pay for my registration for my car. Had no idea for the past 20 years that I didn't have to do that. They're working on my rating. I'm 50 at this point, but they want to raise it more because the more damage that was done that they're trying to link to it because of what happened. But yeah, I mean, we never went in for the benefits. We went in for war. We knew what had happened, and we wanted to do something about it. So we did. But for 20 years, I didn't think about VA benefits. Until it got to the point where things got hard, made it hard to work. So. You like the shirt? Carthy, welcome. Everybody, welcome everyone. If I haven't said your name specifically, welcome all of you. There is a delay in the chat. So yeah, there's definitely gonna be a delay. Oh, the world ain't what they say it is, kids. That's actually funny. I like that one. Why would I say that? Andy, are you asking me to say that? Because I don't know what it means. I'm not gonna. Toxic. Come on, man. There's no such thing as white people. There's Irish, there's English, there's Scottish. There's pigments that are associated with those races, but there's no such thing as white people. You guys are trying to quantify individuals and entire races down to colors, like we're in fucking kindergarten. And then you get pissed off about it because you don't like one or the other. Well, grow the fuck up. And you wonder why there's division. You wonder why there's hatred from one person to another. You wonder why all the shit happens in the world, and you all do it to each other. And then say, oh, why would God let this happen to good people? Well, God didn't bring sin into the world. Man did. And then you guys lapped it up, and you're still lapping it up. What you need to do is grow up, open your eyes, and look around. Put down your existential crisis rectangle and look around. Gaming Ninja. Thank you. I have done my best with it. I don't like cutting it, but I have to get it trimmed.
Tell Isaac I'm your wife. Say yes, Stacy is my wife.
Yes, Isaac. Stacy is my wife. I'm trying to follow the people. I'm trying to follow the chat. Well, you guys are on Imky. Chat got quiet real quick. Waldo, are you 22? Did I get it right?
He's bullying me. That's why they're on her.
Y'all stop chatting? Or did I just lose it? I got Waldo saying good guess. But that was it. Have I bored you all? Have you all swiped away and abandoned me? Off to the roadside? I'm so heartbroken. There, some hearts for everyone. Love you all. No more chatting? Well, you guys were lighting it up. I was enjoying the convo. Why am I not seeing it? Is something wrong with the stream? It does happen occasionally. It'll drop out. It's just something about the stupid router that I've got.
Do you need to refresh? Everyone's chatting.
I don't know. It's not working on my side. I'm seeing me, but I'm not seeing the chat.
Everyone's chatting.
Hold on, guys. I'm going to try and refresh my chat. I don't know what's going on. Mainly because I'm not looking at the front. Hey, stupid freaking electronics. Oh, okay. Here we go. Who are you talking to, Toxic? Almost, Jay, almost. That's why I try to go with just matches or this thing if I can get it to work. Yeah, that's a scary feeling, man. You feel that heat going towards your beard. You're like, oh my gosh. I'm drinking coffee. out of a Stubby Fan mug from DPC. Available soon. As soon as I get a website for it. Because Etsy sucks ass. He likes to call me old man. Are you trolling to try and like upset me? It's not working. It's actually quite amusing. And yes, I do believe in Jesus. If that bothers you, you know where the door is. But you're all welcome here either way. Like I said, you have your own opinions. You're entitled to them. Thank you. I'm trying to say that. I'm going to say abstinence. I don't know how to say it. Not trying to make you mad. Abstentious. If you're talking to me, hopefully. Yeah. I build drones. I build a lot of VTOL aircraft is what I'm going for. I'm doing some high-speed stuff. I will, hear me now, I will get an RC plane to Mach 1. Toxic, will you stop? I'm not going to have a civil war yet. We're going to have zombies first. Why are you calling people by that? Why are you saying those words to refer to other people? I'm not gonna repeat them. This is, you think I fall for that shit? I love everybody. What have I done for my country? If you're directing that at me, I went to war for it. Shortly after we were attacked in 2001. I do fly RC planes. I do, but I fly the bigger ones better than the tiny ones. I did get into some nitro stuff, where I found an old nitro balsa wood plane, and I had to rebuild it because it was at a garage sale, got it for nothing, reskinned it, put a new motor on it, and yeah, that's in my old school RC playlist. Super Sky Surfer, you know, large powered gliders, stuff like that. So yeah, I fly. Colt, out of the garbage. Do you want to go outside? Hold on, guys, I gotta let the husky out. Come here. Let's show everybody. Come here. Come here, you big bear. Come here. Come on. Come here. Yeah, I know, you want a Twinkie. You're not getting one. Come here. Come here. Up you go. Up. Say hi to the people. 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 All right, let's go outside. Let's be right back. Come on, let's go. Out you go. Oh, getting a little toasty in here anyway. Opened up the back door on the shop. That's Colt. He's like husky mixed with something, like a freight train or something, because he's big. And then I adopted another husky who She's beautiful, but she is more coyote than anything else. Toxic. Don't be stupid. I swear, it's like you're wearing your ignorance like a cheap hat. And watch how you talk to my wife. I don't want to have to come through that screen. Do I support the tariffs? Have you seen the stock market? A businessman knows how to run a country when you incorporate it. Hi. If I missed you, I apologize. There is a delay. Oh, a different Stacy? There's another Stacy here? Sorry, honey. There's only one Stacy for me. I became immediately defensive. Uh, 09 Nissan? I'd just scrap that thing. It'd be cheaper. Apologies, I only deal with Hemi and above. Queen. Good Lord. Would you stop with the racial stuff? I mean, it's just... It's so... Magoo. You know? I mean, come on. Hey, 5'9's got some power, Jay. Watch. You think we're on an urge of economic collapse, and I get that. It looks scary. But when things drop, and they will, when the bubble pops, and it will, there's a reason for it. You become like me and get a young chick so old. I am not old. Is it the beard? I mean, if you can't see anything here that would attract a young, beautiful woman such as Stacy, then you can pretty much guess what else I'm packing. Are you talking to me? What the question? Am I white? Yeah, but toxic. We're not talking about what you sat on. Go ahead and troll, man. I'm waiting all day for you. Boy, people love to come in here and say some stupid stuff. No, Toxic, you hate people. I don't hate people. You hate people. And the question he's asking is inappropriate on so many levels. And I hope somebody's watching and taking note of the username, so on and so forth. Yeah, why is everybody freaking out, man? We all know that I'm the only alpha male here. I'm not my chat, though. I'm not my chat. That's all you guys. Thank you, Shauna. Hayden, I tend to agree with you. Buck, no one's falling for that anymore. Take it out of your playbook, for crying out loud. I've built several drones, Jay, but in most situations, because I don't have a lot of extra funds, I have to recycle parts from some concept drones into other concept projects. And I hate doing it, because when I get one that I build it works great, like the Shrike. I didn't want to have to take it apart to start working on the Javelin, but I did, because I couldn't afford another 300 on ESCs and another 200 on motors. Like I said, on vet benefits. But hey, you all want to see me build a whole bunch more? Go to the Buy Me a Coffee link. I ain't stopping you. Everybody's always on YouTube flaunting that money that they got off of, from a fake money supplier. But, if you got that kind of clout, then, man up. You want to see something built. Well, we got MK and Toxic in here. I expected a couple of them. So, yeah, it's just the way it goes, MK, you are not. Good Lord. You're barely even a good profile picture. Hey there, how you doing again? Good to see you again. You're back again. Oh my gosh, MK. And here's the thing. As much as I would love to go ahead and kick MK, I think that you guys outnumber him. So, we're good. You do bring diversity to the chat. Yes, that. And that I appreciate. However, there's a line, and you're welcome to cross it. Just be careful. Oh God, Toxic, I swear. Toxic think he's gonna draw me into some kind of angry debate about something, and it's just You ever have children running around when they're young and you just can't get them to be quiet because they're just off doing their own pretend thing in their own pretend world? That's toxic. Good Lord, dark joke. That was dark. That was dark. That was funny, but it was dark. When are you doing a Twinkie to the review? Oh yes, I've got to do another Twinkie stream. That's a good idea. If anyone didn't know about this, which you probably most of you don't, is I did a 24-hour live stream of a Hostess Twinkie, and I put some, some good sleeping music to it, so you could kind of chill, and just stare at that golden goodness. Are there new fans for the Strike XL? Yes, there is. Dude, Sucks at Gaming. I know. Watch this, okay? Ta-da! This is one of them. And I'm doing a lot of printing right now on the fan casing itself. And then it is going to be run by a 7070 Flipsky 60 horsepower 75 volt motor, capable of 8,252 RPMs. It'll get you from here to the store in no time, with no traffic lights, hopefully not power lines, to contend with. Get yours today. Yeah, the spin up on this one's going to happen as soon as I'm done printing all the ductwork for it. I had to get like a whole different bearing set for the whole thing, and when I sized it up, that's a 340 millimeter 22 blade high pass fan. It's going to scream. Toxic still at it, guys. Get him. Or make me call PPD. Toxic, the only one ever. Oh man. Jay. Oh, that's funny. It's a good one. Oh, no one here wants who, Toxic? Who's trying to attract a minor? Why is there even a minor on a stream that's not even set for people who can what? What are the parents doing these days? Just allowing them to? I mean, come on. This literally specifically not made for kids. This live, yet some parents out there just don't give a damn. I know, Jay. No one's taking a joke today. It's kind of funny. There's Toxic again. Forgetting that people aren't colors. They're people. Toxic, you know, none of this that's happening in the world is going to end until people like Toxic hold their heads out of their ass. Waldo, we found Waldo again. Third time in a row. Mark it down, Gen X. We found Waldo. DBC found Waldo. 3 times in a row. Big tech should do. Hold on, I want to read this one. Should do something. Wait, hold on. Big tech should do something. We think. I'm gonna see this because it's stupid shit. The car was prone to crashing and going. Oh wait, there. Oh, I'm trying to figure out what that means. I'm trying to catch up on the chat. There's a delay and it's like really fast. And you guys are nailing it in here today. Boomer stock tips? No. I can't. I can tell you as soon as tariffs are announced, you buy the dip. And then when we pull back, watch what happens. That I told my friend that a couple days ago. Stock market was going down, 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 down. Because of the tariffs. Puts a pause on the tariffs. I said, hold on to your volume. Watch what happens. Boom. Stock market goes way up. Toxic. What would Jewish? I mean, no. According to my ancestry, I am related to Ragnar Lothbrok, and from them, the Queen of Denmark, which was Aslaug Sigurd's daughter, and from her children came my line. So Ragnar and Aslaug are my 31st great-grandparents. I also have the Yorks, the Plantagenets, Queen Philippa, that crazy Queen of France that you saw in the War of the Roses thing that they did. She's part, let's see, what else? Indigenous Americas, Montauk tribe. Yeah. Basque. I come from a lot of my blue eyes are from, you know, the Basque lineage. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure I have a castle somewhere in England that's probably mine. I'll never be able to find it. Robert the Bruce, related to him. Yeah. Lunar, I have no idea. Like I said, I just have a 300C with a Hemi in it, and I'm happy with it because I can turn the traction control off and have some fun. Think so, I feel like I'm having a conversation with one right now. To be honest with you, Toxic. This is the way you've been talking. I mean, that's the only way you could label yourself. I mean, I got friends inside that watch me that'll probably come out and have a good conversation with you about, you know, disrespecting one of their own. I'm looking forward to buy phones for $4,000 soon. I wouldn't buy a phone for that much. The question is that who on earth would be looking forward to actually spending that on a phone? Let's go to China. Pick it up there. It doesn't say made in China, it says made around the corner. It'll cost you a cup of rice. That's your opinion, Toxic. And hell's hot. That's my opinion. Let me know how it works out for you. Us people? Okay. I would suggest an English class, for one. Fix your 401k? Not exactly sure how you want me to do that. What's your hobby? My hobby is woodworking. Waldo, woodworking is the most awesome thing. I bet you could make a really good pipe for me. I bet you could. My hobby is building drones and any other kind of flying devices. Anything I can think of really that I can design in Fusion 360 and throw onto a 3D printer and then put an engine on. That's pretty much it. And I love coming up with new ideas. Some of them people believe are impractical. They're like, EDFs aren't practical drones. I'm like, the drone, it says Shrike concept drone. So when they tell me, they go, that's impractical. And I'm like, did you get the name when you came in here? I mean, it's like, concept? Yeah, woodworking that's a talent right there. That's a talent. And, you know, my email is in the bio on my channel page. You got some pictures of some stuff you've done, I'd love to see it. I really would. I'll put posts about it and say, this is what Waldo did. We found Waldo and he made us a chair. What's powerful V8? The Hemi? Yeah, it is. I mean, it's fun to drive around. I did that. Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun to drive around. A friend of mine gave it to me because I had a loaner car. Can't really afford to buy a car. He gave me an old Chrysler 300C, and because he didn't want to give it to the dealership because he was buying his wife a new car because they wanted to lowball him on the, you know, what it was worth. So he gave it to me, and it already had 22s on it, you know, with the wide tires, and it's, you know, it's towed out, it's like towed out or cambered out, like so you can hug the corners and stuff like that. It's just, I have replaced those spark plugs, and I'm like, damn, this is a job. We gotta replace 16 spark plugs. Oh God, Toxic, what in the world makes you think you're normal with your thought patterns? You want to see my printer? Go online and look at bamboolab.com. It's the X1 carbon. Yeah, does anybody else have hobbies they do? Like, what do you guys all do for fun? Besides Toxic. He probably goes out and burns crosses. Ancient relic. Thank you, if you were referring to me as normal. Not sure how many people would agree with you, but, you know, hey, guitar, good. That's a good one. I still haven't. I've been sitting behind my lamp. I've been swearing I'm going to get to. But I got a piano that I've been playing with too. I don't know how to play it, but I learned some stuff by ear. You know, and it's like they're like you gotta learn all these notes. I'm like, there's so many keys, man. You're like, let me do something else. Let me just slow down, you know. Like, you can play piano, man. I give my hats off to you on that one. I can't get freaking fingers to do anything right with this stupid carpal tunnel. But I try to play the piano because it's fun. But as far as, you know, reading sheet music, I'm not that good at it. It's fairly comprehensive, but there's just some nuances that I have to learn from my wife because she plays piano, and I don't know what it is, you know. I can't keep it, you know, in my memory. I keep forgetting everything, even though I'm practicing. It's just weird. My mind is always going, you know, because I have bad tinnitus, so I'm never in silence. So I'm constantly listening to books at night before I go to bed on quantum physics, time travel, things like that. Entanglement, you know, pretty much anything that has to do with the quantum realm. It's just a fascinating thing for me. Anything about the universe, the function of stars, things like that. Gravity in itself, which is fascinating because nobody knows how it works. So yeah, I'm constantly creating things, and that's where all these drones come from. Yeah, I love the theory of quantum entanglement. It's almost been proven, actually. I think they did it. I forget how they did it, but they had separated two entangled particles, and then they saw the interactions when they messed with one and the other, and there was actual a scientific paper done on it. Mr. Salty. Yep, pretty much. I'm doing exactly what I ask everybody else to do that gets pissed off at me if I misgender them, like in the store or something like that. I'm like, just wear it, and I don't get it wrong, and you don't have of course, you went in there looking for a reason to yell at somebody. You know, you go in there and then just waiting. It's like they're waiting for people to misgender them. It's like, if you want to be something else, you want to pretend to be something else, and you're past the age of 5, then feel free. It's a free country. You can pretend to be whatever you want to be. But just don't get pissed off at me if I can't read your damn mind and figure out what it is. So wear a name tag. Right? A nationalist. Give me a break, Toxic. Nationalist. The tag that they put on the end of everything to try and make it sound bad when they don't really actually know what it means. GS300 inline 6. Those inline 6s can scoot. I'll tell you that. And with a turbo? You identify as an attack chopper. Okay, I like it. That's good. Hey, I hear ya. Sorry about your ankle, man. That one's got an ankle fracture's gotta suck. That's gotta hurt bad. I bumped my ankle on the edge of a table and it's like, son of a... I can't imagine how I'd feel to freaking have a fractured one. Erwin. Oh, man. All right, Waldo, take your time, man. I'll be here. Stub your toe and crash out. That's all right. We're men, you know. It's like men get a cold, we're pretty much on our deathbeds. My wife has a cold and she's like doing the laundry, taking care of the house, planning dinner, and I'm like in there with the cold going, deet, deet, deet. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Bad Goat. I like the shirt too. That's why I'm wearing it. I'd probably get more views if I took it off, but you know, I can't. Like I said before earlier in the stream, these goodies belong to one woman. Trump and Vance are going to be good for the country, yes, because they know that. I'm not sure about them saving us. I mean, because, you know, if you read the Bible, it's pretty much self-explanatory. You pretty much know how it all ends. So, there's only one person that can actually save you. And he died on a cross and now lives forever. And that's the truth of it. And if you don't believe it and don't like that belief, that ain't my problem. That's yours. But you have your own opinions. And you're entitled to them. Yep. Jesus Christ, the only way back to the Father. I had a debate with somebody on Instagram over that. Because they're like, how come Christ called himself God? And I'm like, dude, did you read the Bible? Or did you just like pick and choose? Even before creation, in the beginning, he said the Word was with God and the Word was God. And guess who the Word was? Christ. It's a Trinity and all in one. Outside of time. When the universe was created, then time and space was created. And then people say, oh, well, how can the world be 6,000 years old if it's for proof that it's 4.5 billion years old, blah, 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 blah. And I see where they're coming from, because you're seeing things from the perception of time from your consciousness. The consciousness that didn't exist until the last day of creation. So how the heck do you know how much time passed? And how do you know what one of God's days is? Because it isn't one of ours. And if more people understood that there's more to the universe and to eternity in the Bible and how it explains things than just your perception of time, then you'll start to grasp the concept. Not to mention, you're talking about a God with unfathomable power and will to create. And you ask, oh, how can he be on earth as a man and claim he's God and be outside of, you know, the earth at the same time? Well, it's the exact way I explained it. The same way that God can be with everyone at once. And that's the fact that he is outside of time. So he can be with me here now by just looking, choosing, and going to me. And you can be with you where you are now at the exact same moment, because he's not inside that time, nor is he bound by it. And people don't, zoom out, for crying out loud, you know? What is Jesus' parents what? I'm trying to figure out how that's relevant at all. They're immigrants to Bethlehem. Okay. Yes, but you're also looking at the sin of man and the sin of the world. So that's where the choice comes in, based on your morality. So you're not just looking at yourself. Because when Adam and Eve were created, they weren't created to die. They brought that on themselves. If I could go to Mars, I would. I would. Not to live. I want to see all of the universe. Because I know it was all created to show God's power. And there's not aliens out there waiting. Because there was no Roswell crash and stuff like that. I know that they say there was, but I just don't think a superior so-called non-human entity doesn't miss an entire planet and just crashes right into it. So, yeah, I call BS on that one. But I want to see everything out there. I do. And then all of it is, even the parts that you'll never see, because the light will never reach us in time before humanity is gone, was all created for a purpose. Funny how all of the chaos and all of the universe in this planet is literally the only one that we found that we could prove has order to the point where it can sustain human life. I think the debate about Pluto has been thrown up in the air over and over again for years. The asteroid belt is orbiting our sun. We don't call it a planet. And if it's smaller than our moon, then call Pluto. So don't call Pluto a planet. Call it a moon. It's one of the moons of the sun. It's like everything else in the solar system. Sweetie, what did you say? Oh, you think I'm ugly. What is this, 6th grade? Jeez. I'm ugly. It's I'm gonna put it out there. Your opinions of me don't matter. So when you go to bed tonight, and I'm still on your mind because I will be, just know that you might think I'm ugly, but I'm a fucking beast, baby. A beast. Now I'll be under your skin for a long time. Who doesn't watch sci-fi? Yeah, I do. I love sci-fi. Am I on? No. I am on experiment. I don't know what that means, but okay. See, I told you I get tutti fruity all up in a bunch. Frank Irwin. Oh, Back to the Future was a great movie. It makes you realize your age when you realize what time they traveled to. No, I've never heard of Hardware Garage. Why the t-shirt? Because showing up with just my chest hair might offend a few people. Or hell, I might get a lot more views. Men's Workshop, no. Or Means Workshop, if that's what you mean. What's kind of cringe? The shirt? Well, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to mine, and just happen to be wearing it. So welcome to the chat. No, I get you. I know it's not hate. And that's what I like about you coming in here and saying that the way you did. Because it proves that you're not here to start a fight. You just have a difference of opinions, like we all do in most cases, but we can still be civil and talk about it. Have fun, have a good time. My channel is based on kicking back and chatting with all you fine folks and doing my projects with my drones and my designs off of, Fusion 360, and I 3D print them, put motors in them, and see what happens. That's the fun part. My name is Roger. If you were asking me, Ancient. Yeah, I get called, I get, people tell me that all the time, that my beard's like Wolverine or something like that, or I look like Wolverine. If Wolverine had to wear bifocals. What is the expansion, Luna? Are you talking about the... Roger that, Roger. You didn't say over. Over. I know you did. It's just... I get it all the time. It's alright. And it didn't help that I was the guy that carried the comms in my unit. So... Yeah, so they said over all the time to me. I'm like, calling in, they're like Roger. I'm like, what? Oh, they meant no. They said Roger, out. No, I'm right here. I didn't go anywhere. It got confusing for a while. No hate, but in your honest opinion, is what Trump is doing right now what you voted for? If you mean the security of our nation economically and physically from the lapse policies of the prior administration, which got Americans killed, then yes, I'm happy with what he's doing. Poppity, poppity. This is what happened when Forrest Gump stopped running. Erwin, man. I need to have you on all the time. Erwin's just popping with those comments, those jokes. I'm loving it. All right, come on, let's keep it going. Give us another one, Erwin. You're like my new favorite commenter in this chat. I wish I had the chat closer, like up there where I could read it. But if I had, and then I could look at the camera the entire time. But if I had it up there, I wouldn't be able to friggin' see it because these damn screens are so small. They don't like that. Who you're referring to is they. You think anybody but us and Gen X are going to even know what Knight Rider is? I mean, come on, man. It's a great joke, but it's only going to hit like 3 people in here. I mean, we'll see. It pans out, even though the transition period. Working on. They're going to be poor and lose their jobs while Trump is golfing. They won't. Look, let me tell you what happened. A couple of days ago, last week we started to see the market dip because of the tariffs. So I tell my friend, buy this dip right now, everything you can. Because he's a businessman. I knew exactly what he was doing. Then the pause on the tariffs shoots the freaking Dow through the roof. So anybody who bought that dip with a significant amount of money came out real good today. This scroll thing is in the way. I can't read some of these words. Okay. If you learn how that made a difference between your brain and soul, the point is that soul sees itself in all other beings. Brain is ego and lives in. Are you referring to a statement I made earlier, or are you making a new statement altogether there, Pavel? Okay. Good try, though. Good Lord, no one's falling for that. We know YouTube's sitting on the red button for me, just waiting. He's gonna say something. He's gonna say something. He's gonna say something we've got on a list right here. Look up a word. Look up a word. Did he say it? Did he say it? Did he say it? No, we can't hit the button. YouTube would never make that policy, so that's not even real. You all know that, don't you? I was great at Bigfoot. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. In India, right? Yeah, about the best thing you could do might be able to help me reboot my freaking Windows. Okay. You're not an IT member, YouTube. You're just a regular guy who chose a name to try to convince. I mean, good lord. Go back to scamming old ladies out of their life savings and leave me the hell alone. You ain't gonna make me pay shit if you can't get Windows to run right. But now that I have you on here, I'll make sure that those people who find the hackers in India give you a good chance to clean out your offices before they raid it. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't fall for that. I wouldn't care if I was 800. I wouldn't fall for that shit. Yeah, we know it's not real YouTube. No, no one's paying today. Oh, you know what? I will pay you. Hold on. There you go. No, I don't owe money to anybody. There was one time, I had a lot of those Indian scam callers giving me a call, and I answer every scam call because it's just so much fun. And so they'll talk in their accent, and I'll refer back to them in their accent and ask them the exact same questions. And then he'll start spouting off and getting pissed off and everything. It's hilarious. And there's that one YouTuber that goes on there and gets the scam callers with like a voice changer. I forget his name, but he is hilarious. Pablo, I don't even know you, nor do I care about it. So, I mean, you're cool, man. What does my shirt say? All right. Y'all, let's read the whole thing again. Here we go. Trigger warning. Like I give a shit if you're triggered. How else may I piss you off today? Maybe with Steve nuts. So, other than that, America. Damn right. VR shorts. Gramps. I got everybody fooled with this beard. Oh yeah, you called him out on that one. He used the number one. But that's not what gave it away. It was the fact that he jumped into a chat to say it. Good Lord, Toxic. Calm down. No, I'm not doing a clothing business. I'm an engineer. And then today I'm chatting because I'm printing. I design fairly large turbine engines for large drones. So yeah. This one's still in the works. Printing out the fan casing and then of course the ductwork afterwards. This will run off of, like I said before in the chat, a 60 horsepower 7070 flip sky motor. We're going to run the first test at 48 volts. And then after that, we'll move up to the voltage up 52 up to 75, which is the peak on the motor. But no, Toxic. That's illegal, and I will not do that. That one, yes, there's a 3D printed fan that you saw there. I had to design the hub and the fan blades separately so that they interlocked. It's designed for CNC, but the PETG is dimensionally accurate, or at least close enough, to where I can put the CNC offset into the design and then print it out and run a test. Felix. Technically, I'm more of a tan color, but yes. If you're going to look at it as what you would check off on a piece of paper, which is still stupid, then yes, I would mark white or Caucasian. So
you might want to answer Old Glory. He thinks you're ignoring him.
Hold on, Old Glory. If I missed your chat, 1 second. So hold on, what are you trying to say? I'm not ignoring you. The chat's just going by really quickly. Okay. You're going to keep being nice and funny until you do. What are you trying to tell me here? Well, make us laugh then, you know? Am I an ex-con? I have a beard. Why is everyone assuming that? I mean, no, I'm not an ex-con. I've never even had a speeding ticket. Caucasian. Except Caucasian probably would have taken up a lot more room on the shirt. No parking tickets either. Well, yeah, Old Glory does kind of show. Not sure why. It just does. Yeah, you're on the money. Oh, please, make sure you call them and let them know where I'm at so you can collect whatever reward you're talking about when America's Most Wanted aired 30 fucking years ago. Irwin. I swear. toxic. You're not superior to anybody. The fact that you keep saying that proves it. Well, I don't look at them as body counts. It was war. I made orphans. What do you want me to do? Battery from, well, of course it is. Actually, beta voltaics is one of the things I was kind of wanting to work with, but I don't have the facilities for it, and I really don't want to irradiate myself. So, yeah, it is possible to make it. You'd need a decent size of material to actually create a beta voltaic battery sufficient for any of the projects that I have anyway. And it would be complex to shield it and cool it. So what I've opted for in the future with some of the larger drones to steer away from battery packs is hydrogen. Not just using the hydrogen through a fuel cell stack for electricity, but also to burn. Because if anybody's played Star Citizen here, I'm doing a large Cuddy Black model, and it's going to burn hydrogen for fuel for its electrical system and its engines. But the great part about that is hydrogen burns pretty hot. So, you know, you can harness the heat from the electrolysis process when you're separating the hydrogen from the oxygen, the cathode and the anode, so on and so forth. You pipe them out differently, and then you compress them, put them in tanks, and then you have usable hydrogen, usable oxygen, and then you can mix them in the motor properly. But the heat produced from a massive amount of electrolysis can be harvested with Peltier circuit technology. It's the same Peltier circuits you find in any kind of water cooler, you know, that has a hot and a cold side. They apply a voltage, and then one side gets hot, one side gets cold. But if you reverse that and apply the opposites to each other, you produce current. So if you add heat to the cold side and cool the hot side, it will produce energy. So the process of electrolysis being cooled by any fans and generating heat will create even more energy for the entire system. So just running the hydrogen engines will produce enough heat, if collected properly, to produce the energy necessary to keep the electrical system running and recharged consistently. No, it's not Jimmy Neutron. That is funny though. Good Lord. Did you just get here, Mike? I've shown the shirt like 100 times. I'll show it again. Feast your eyes. I know God's real. I know God's real because I've been dead a couple times. And I was told the future I couldn't change. Pablo, I just showed it. Rewind, damn it. Oops. That's just coffee for later. You're like, man, I want some coffee. That's what a beard's for. Pavel, brothers in Christ, man. Yeah, we are. We all are. It's just most of us don't know it or refuse to understand it. Yeah. Thank you for that, old Glory. Appreciate it. Belgrade, Serbia. At least you get some snow. I don't get snow here. Most I get is like a spring storm with 30 seconds of hail. They are not missing their leader. They know exactly where he is. He's right here at Drone Power Concepts. I would have come out in my kilt, but you keep asking me to show me shirt, and I'm afraid that my grapes will hang up the bottom. And those aren't for you. Not without a hefty fee. Cole, do you want back in the house? Come here. You want a Twinkie, don't you? You're not getting a Twinkie. Hold on, I gotta let the dog in. Come on, boy. Get in there, big back. I swear that husky's part Malamute or something. He built like a train. Could I stop the cloud seeding? No, being the short answer, because I'm not involved in it at all. Oh, toxic, for crying out loud. You need help, man. You don't believe in Christ? Like I said, you're welcome to your opinion, but in the end, it's going to be your problem. See, I look at it this way. Most non-believers, especially nowadays, even if you bring them proof, it doesn't matter. They're set in their ways. They're set in the hatred. They're set in the division. So, I look at it this way. If you're atheist or don't believe in Christ or whatever it is you believe in, if you're right, then I've lost nothing in my lifestyle because I'm a moral person. I try to do the right thing. I help people. I try to create. I try to make people laugh. I try to make people happy. I've lost nothing in my life believing in Christ. So if you're right and I'm wrong, which I know I'm not, then I've lost nothing in my life. No value has disappeared from my life for my beliefs. But if I'm right, you're fucked. Sure, bud. You know you got somebody angry when they use bud. You can see the look on your face now. I say, I knew it. I knew I pissed them off. I'm a sheep. Yeah, I'm a sheep. And the wolf doesn't care whether or not you believe he stalks you from the tree line. So, JG, believe what you want, brother. I mean, hey, I'll be praying for you. You're a human being like the rest of us. You deserve salvation. I don't hate you, nor do I dislike you because you don't believe. Something here intrigues you because you're still talking. tell me you're not angry. And then, I don't need prayers, fool. Yeah, right. It's alright, man. It's cool to be angry about it. You can be wrong. I mean, if you can't accept that, then what kind of person are you? If you say so, man. I know you're laughing it off. It's like that nervous laugh you get when you're in the middle of a group that you realize is trying to help you, but you're trying to be insulting. You don't really, you're not in any danger, so just relax. I've been waiting for trolls. I love waiting for trolls. It's tobacco. You probably know that. I mean, nobody smokes marijuana out of a pipe like this. Oh, we got another one. Another one. No, I laugh because I find it amusing. Fucking crap. Oh my gosh. I don't know Hunter Biden, sorry. Why do I have to be straight? Well, he says he's a Republican, but no, what does that have to do with religion? Religion isn't a political standpoint. Religion is religion. Politics is politics. There us is again. Just exposed yourself. Ha 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 ha. You're very entertaining, by the way. I get under your skin too. I mean, I'm not trying to. Just speaking the truth. Yeah, I know. They say that all the time. You can't prove that there's a God. Well, prove there isn't one. They go, oh, well, it happened at the Big Bang. Ugh. Oh, I'm already there, Ben. I'm already there. You're still talking. I'm already there. Yes, JG, we all have different beliefs. And that's what I try to tell everyone when they come in here. You can have whatever belief you want. Let's have a civil conversation about it. But most of the people jump in, and when their immediate response is, even just going into the room, is being insulting. So I'll clap back. I mean, would you expect me not to do that? Realistically? That's the response that you wanted. MK, yes, we have missed you. We need another joke. Come on now. We're waiting. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. MK. You must be talking about the other Stacy. No, I'm not tired. I'm at a computer most of the time designing, so I'm used to sitting. And I have what's left of a bullet hole in my leg, so, you know, sitting's okay. Shut up, Imky. Freaking douche muffin. Military, JG. In the military. Oh my goodness. No, you probably haven't been following the conversation, Ben. Imky's been insulting to some of the ladies in chat, so if you were a man, you'd defend that too. You'd defend him as well, but as I can see, you're not. You're just another troll. So let's get everybody, all the trolls on this side, all the people on this side who actually want to talk. Afghanistan. Oh, if you're talking about where I was shot, it was in the knee, right over the, right behind my kneecap. Not much left of it. Why do you insult men only? When you can call, it's cool. I don't understand what you're saying, Ben. Try that one again. I'm not skipping over anything, I'll be honest with you. This screen is getting smaller, so with all the texts. And chat's going by pretty fast, plus there's a delay. So if I haven't gotten to a question or a comment, I apologize. I will get to it, if I can. Idle spin. I have no idea what you're referring to. Ben, hold on a second, Ben. I'll get to you. When I name call? What do you mean? Oh, that was just for Imky. That's not for anybody else. There's a past in the chat you should probably refer to, and then you would understand. If anybody insults my wife, then I become upset. I mean, you'd probably do the same thing if it was, one of your loved ones. Now, I can be cool, I can be calm. But when it comes to the defense of my wife, I'll drive your dick into the dirt. Plain and simple. So, but you, Imky, you've been all over the place with this. Make up your damn mind. Dawson. Every time I'm on this, Dawson comes flying in. I'm back. Then he leaves again, then comes back again. Dawson, man, we love you. Ben, that's admirable. Thank you. I'm gaslighting you? What the hell does that mean? Beta behavior? Please elaborate. You want me to give no, that's okay. JG, I hope you... Did you mean that on purpose? Oh, man. JG. That was funny. That was funny. That was funny. I looked at it and I thought, how the hell am I supposed to do that? I've been good, Dawson. How you been doing? How many lips? Interweb. JG, interweb. For crying out loud. You gotta be as old as I am at least. You don't hate anyone? Well, that's good. 54. Yep. You remember them rotary phones? Hell, we were around before the internet even existed, where everyone's getting their information. Hell, we invented that shit, and they're trying to fact check us with it. Thank you, Ellie. Matt, I'm working on getting a CNC, sort of a bench top one, mainly because of the precision of these high pass blades on the turbine. But I can't print anything out of metal at the moment. I could make stuff out of metal, but realistically, I don't have any use for any kind of sheet metal work at the moment, if that's what you mean. You love all of your children equally? Imki? How many kids you got? She's probably never going to accept you. I'm just going to let you know that ahead of time. Oh my gosh, Dawson. For crying out loud. One more time with the shirt, okay? I've only done this like 4 times already. Is everyone reading it now? Everybody good? Okay. This has been a great live. You guys have been awesome. You need that shirt? Imki, crying out loud. You're still not making any sense. You're just like blurting stuff out there. Name an NFL player for an edit? You have to explain that one to me. It's okay, Dawson. It's cool. Imki. I'm definitely under Imki's skin, that's for damn sure. Oh, Rodolfo, you break my heart. I'm not a racist. I love everyone. As a matter of fact, earlier in the chat, if you were here, you would have noticed that I said it doesn't matter what color you are a human being, entitled to your opinions and your beliefs, regardless of whether they're wrong or not. Good Lord, Imke. Somebody wants attention. I'm not exactly sure, oh Glory, how that happens. It's just, I don't know. I just get hate from everybody for no reason. Oh, I understand what you're saying. You're doing an NFL player. No idea. Tom Brady? I have a feeling he's going to use that nefariously. Oh, appreciate that, old Glory. I do. Erwin. I swear he's just sitting there. That'll sound good. Do I approve Trump's decisions? Yeah, especially since I told a friend to buy the dip yesterday. Like I said before, if you're going to incorporate a country, don't expect any different from a businessman running it. Kids playing around inside, I'm sure. Imke, you're not making any sense whatsoever. I'm not sure what reality you're floating around in, but yeah. Yeah, right. I fought for that Constitution, and I'll keep fighting for it. Can anyone translate for Imke? I'm not sure what's going on there. Good Lord. Everybody can get along. It doesn't matter if you don't believe, it doesn't matter. If you don't believe in my beliefs, while that makes me worry for you, whether you're concerned about it at all, it brings out an empathy towards people. So I want to help who I can because of it. And but I'm also not going to be fooled by those who try to manipulate me because of my kindness. Because I have a very light switch, and when I become defensive, when I have to defend my family, for example, I tried to help out an individual who was basically homeless by giving him work. And then he brought a bunch of other people with him that were also homeless, and they tried to kind of, rob me of my things. And so I did what any soldier would do, and I subdued them as gently as possible. And now they are serving out the appropriate amount of time for even trying. And I try to pull it back because of the last fight that I got in when I was in the military. We were on base and a guy was giving me a bunch of shit, and I was like ignoring him for the most part, like I was told to do. Just ignore him, leave him alone. But then my first sergeant was like, hey, if they put their hands on you, then it's one thing. But, if not, leave it alone. So I left it alone until the guy tried to knock me off my feet, and which was a serious mistake on his behalf. But after that, I just hit him once. I wasn't even trying to hit him hard. And I fractured like his entire orbital socket, and he almost lost his eye. And I felt really, really bad for that. So I try to avoid confrontation, which, because I don't want people who are outside of a theater of war to have to experience what I can do. I'm not trying to brag. I just don't want to hurt anybody. But at the same time, I'll turn it on if I have to. Especially when it comes down to protecting my family. If I think they're in danger by anyone, then God rest their soul. Same story you heard from a different YouTuber? No. Yeah, I'm sure you've heard. There's like a lot of stuff out there. But yeah, this happened on Fort Gordon, in the gym actually. And I'm not gonna give his name out, but my first sergeant made a joke about it afterwards, after my Article 15. Because my last name is Tyson. So I don't care if you guys know that, because you try and search me up and show up at my house to do anything stupid, you're gonna meet something real quick. You're gonna find out Jesus is real. But his last name, and I can say this because it's a boxer, was Camacho. Not the Camacho. But the first sergeant walks up to me and says, "You're doing your thing." It made me move rocks, like in the. I guess the castle had just come out, because they were making you move these huge boulders from one side of the barracks, or the outside of the barracks, to the other. And I did that all day, and it was just so the first sergeant comes up to me and tells me that I'm all done. And he goes, "Just remember, next time, if there's going to be another fight between Tyson and Camacho, I'd better make sure it's on pay-per-view." And I didn't understand what he meant, because I didn't watch boxing. And then I found out from other people, I'm like, "Why did he say that?" He's like, "Oh, Camacho's a boxer." I'm like, "Oh, okay, I get it now." And I knew Tyson was, that was just common knowledge. But I know I'm not related to Mike. But it was just the way, it ended up. And I mean, I still feel bad for him to this day, because I didn't want to hurt him. I was just doing what I was told to do, and that was, don't do anything until somebody puts their hands on you, and then defend yourself. So I defended myself, and somebody got hurt pretty bad for it. And I felt bad for it. And as I should have. Because I should have just shrugged it off and let him push me, and then just walk away and then just go report it, but I didn't. I still had those words ringing in my ears, defend yourself. if necessary. And I didn't know what his next move was going to be after he tried to knock me off my feet, so I just took him out. And I got to be careful. I got to be careful because I don't like. It's hard for me to gauge how much power I'm putting into something. So I don't want to hurt anybody, unless they're like again trying to hurt my family, and then you've earned it. Thank you, John. Why are you still here? I mean, why are you still here? You obviously have some disdain towards me, so why are you here? It's because I wanted that skin. That's right. You're going to see my face and you're going to hear these words even when you're falling asleep. And I'm still going to be pissing you off even when this stream ends. Erwin. I swear his whole job is just sitting there thinking this shit up. You're funny, dude. You are. This is what others feel about their own families. With Raytheon, Secret Skunk Works, Dynamics. Hey now. Come on. Northrop Grumman, Goldman Sachs. Yeah, they are. Yeah. Nope, I'll make my own aeronautics industry. Don't worry. Hello from Maine. Crow, welcome Maine. No, I don't listen to the Beatles. Not on purpose, anyway. Yeah, there's a lot of crooked stuff going on in government. It really is, and it's all that. And people are pissed that we're finding some of that money. And where it was going was, why are we sending money to terrorists? The Death Star. That was a good one. I like it. Oh, get the hell away from me. Yeah, they are cleaning house. That's for damn sure. I don't think Hezbollah has any need for condoms. I mean, well, they do, so there's no more of them left afterwards. But I could think of a simpler way to solve that problem. Moab, baby. Moab. Get out of here, you little frickin' bastard. What are you asking, Kyle? What'd you just ask? Who are you asking that to? Alabama. remember I was in Decatur, Alabama for a little while. I visited a friend I was in basic with. Thank you, Gray. I appreciate that. Welcome to the chat. You guys are just going off in the chat. You guys are having fun. Thank you, Pat. Good Lord. Again, it's spelled with a G, and it's tobacco. Some people. No, I've never done any hard drugs in my life. I'll tell you one thing though. When I was going through the recovery with my knee, I made the mistake of, getting on the narcos, the Vicodins. And finally it got so bad, I was to the point where, they're not trying to fix anything. They're just trying to drug me up so I don't feel it and complain so that the insurance don't have to pay for it. And, I ended up being an addict over that because of the narcos. And I never went past that. I didn't do any street drugs. I didn't do any meth, cocaine, or anything. The last thing I ever wanted to do was give myself too much energy. No, I was just trying to kill the pain. It became a problem. Eventually, I built up such a tolerance to it that I decided, well, these guys aren't going to help me. I was almost up to 10 of the yellows a day. Almost died over it. And so I went to a methadone clinic. I'm like, I'm doing this myself. And for a couple of years, I had them slowly wean me down until I was done. And it don't matter how slow you wean down, you're going to pay back all that good with an equal amount of bad, no matter how you do it. And I beat that since 7 years, since I've been off of everything. And I couldn't be more grateful. I have found out on the flip side of that, your body has to learn how to feel everything over again, which is not pleasant. But I made it. I beat it. And it's thanks to a loving God and a loving family. Because I would have had no reason to stop if it wasn't for them. And that's the trap that people get stuck in. They get hopeless and they don't think they have a way out, or that nobody cares for them. So why try? And it's sad. Because now you got to deal with this whole fentanyl thing. And
You want coffee?
Oh, yes, please. Thank you, dear. Actually, it's getting kind of warm out here. Could you just grab me the rock star out of there?
Yeah.
Thank you. Schon temos ripetite, João. Stretch. I had problems with my back because of everything, so and I never wanted to try it before, but my wife was teaching me, when you do this yoga, you're gonna, for your back, it's gonna work. And I'm like, I didn't believe it, and I did it one night, slept like a baby. All that pain was gone. That pull between the scapula, that pulls those vertebrae and those muscles tighten up. Doesn't let your chest go. just too much pain. A couple of ruptured discs, you know, things like that cause it. But it's just everything kind of went sideways when I had to alter the way I walked because of the damage to my knee. So, you know, it's just uh, it made it hard to, you know, recover from that, because then you had the after effects. You know, you've got an altered gait when you walk, so your hip starts going out, and then your lower back, and then eventually I ruptured a disc in my lower back. So, Irwin. Hot yoga is also fun. Uh, Alrighty. Yes, consume animal products and thrive. I like that, JG, and I'll tell you why. Vegans get mad when you eat animals because I don't know why. It's insanity to me. But if we don't eat the animals, then the animals eat all the vegetables, which means the vegans have nothing to eat, and then the animals die off, and then we have to eat the vegans. So, pick your battles, man. I gotta shut that back door. Stupid. I'm in an almond orchard, so it's like flies everywhere. And I need to invest in an air conditioner for this shop ASAP. Okay, hold on. We got somebody asking questions here, don't we? Oh, glory. Yes. I said then we'd have to eat the vegans. Miss Piggy. Break breakfast meat. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Hello, Batman. How are you? PC. I'm Batman. Yes, Batman's here. We're all saved. It's weird when I go off of the military and Pentagon to what? What are you talking about? That was a whole lot to unpack there, man. I'm gonna have to wait for that one. Yeah, people claim that a lot, and they don't understand the human physiology. You guys heard of the YouTuber, right? Who was on all fruit kind of vegan diet and died? That's horrible for someone to believe something so much politically that they have to make a stand for it and feel that they have to do something to prove that they actually are that, and then they end up losing their life over it. You know, and just make, you know, it's ridiculous. Yeah, just eat a damn steak, you know. Bane? No, I'm not Bane. But when the trespassers are on the property late at night, I do wear this. Along with my body armor. And then I use the good old flash bangs back here. Usually gets their attention. Yeah, I don't doubt you were serious, Erwin. Apparently, MK, you are not the All-Father. Good Lord. No, you're not. Get away from me, flies. Oh, I'd be careful there, MK. Last thing you want to do is find out how wrong that is. You don't lock doors there? There ain't no reason. Nobody breaks in, you don't know them. They're there to cause harm to your family. Just do what you gotta do. Simon. Where'd you get that from? A fortune cookie? I think Toxic left. I think he got bored because he wasn't getting to me. Thor. You don't like if you don't like Christ? Okay. I mean, that's going to be your problem, not mine. I wish you the best of luck. Hey, Iran. How are you? You like good Iran or bad Iran? Simon, you can't rebuke. You have no power. Good Iran. Okay, good. Good Iran, like you like America, Iran, or good Iran? I like Iran, Iran. Like, it's like I hope you're not hanging with the Houthis. You know what I mean? We're about to light some shit up over there. I mean, we didn't park B-52s in Greenland just for fun. Good Lord, Impy is just trying. Do you need attention? Is that what it is? Everyone say hi to Imke and wave so that they feel better. Pretending to be something. I don't know what. Superior to toxic. Oh, it was a fast switch, wasn't it? In California. The armpit of the, the West Coast. And I am just basically building drones. I had a Russian in my chat yesterday who was like, come over here to Ukraine with us. I'm like, no, I think I'll stay out of your war. And he was telling me about how the drones got so bad that they put nets on the tanks. I'm like, who are your engineers? You know, you'd be better off launching the nets at the tank, at the drones, instead of just putting the nets on the tanks. But he did say he was going to bring me a T80 I could park in the driveway. So I'll park a T80 in the driveway. Then the trespassers that try to get into the property across the street will think twice. Especially when they are trespassing and then all of a sudden the turret goes, you know. Thank you, Dio. Welcome to the chat. Everyone here seems to be having a great time. Randy. Bro thinks he's an engineer. I am an engineer. No. The stuff you get to see on YouTube isn't the stuff that you're going to see eventually. Imke, still here. I must have some lure that Imke is into. Drones versus Clip versus Raw? What does that mean? I'm trying to read the chat, but it's going by too fast. You guys are funny. You've been a great crowd, I'll tell you that. You know what's interesting that you say that, Old Glory, is that it's not a cigar. I mean, what's funny about that is you're right. You're more than right. Of course, I raised myself, so I don't know what that's like either. But I had enough of my own faculties in order to get to where I am. and not be mean or cruel to people. Allow people to have their opinions, and if you wish to have a debate, then have a debate. But other than that, you've got your own opinions, your own beliefs. I have mine, and while I might not agree with some people's lifestyles or even their religions, if I'm not holding firm to my beliefs, how can you take me seriously? So when you say you don't believe in Jesus, you don't believe in Christ, and I say I wholeheartedly do, I know that there is a God, and I know that Christ is our Savior, and you tell me that no, he isn't, and this and that and the other, none of that's going to change my mind. Because if I were a hypocrite in my beliefs, then I might fall for something like that or be baited into something. But I'm going to believe what I believe wholeheartedly, and I'm not going to change my mind, and nothing you tell me is going to change my mind. And it's because I know. I've experienced it. I've seen some things that you wouldn't believe. And just once you have that kind of faith, you just can't imagine living without it. And if you don't have it, it's extremely hard to explain. So, it's just the way it is. So, oh, there's Toxic. How you doing? Yeah, he is real, but you have go ahead and have your opinion. It's all your own. You own it. Won't stop me from praying for you, hoping that you see the truth. But yeah, what kind of believer would I be if I didn't say, look, this is what I believe wholeheartedly, and you're not going to change my mind. Virtual one. All right, hold on. There you go, Electro. There you are. Okay. Good morning. All in one. You want me to join you? How am I supposed to join you? You're joining me. Thanks, Sniper. I got your back. Wow. Who's got the victim mentality? I'm trying to follow. You guys are talking way too fast. And these bifocals aren't working like they're supposed to. Okay, so Toxic, please enlighten us. You believe in God, but you don't believe his name is Jesus. But so you obviously haven't heard of the Trinity. Of course, it's a polarity. It's not polarity. It's duality. But how would you know good if you didn't know what evil was? We're all inherently moral for the most part, and we know the difference between right and wrong. Even if you were never taught, you know that seeing someone, another human like you, and trying to take their life, for example, is wrong. So it's that general basis of morality that people need to kind of focus on. Jesus is God's son, but he is also God. I had this debate before. You cannot put the concept or limit of your perception of time on God. You can't. He lives outside of time. He's not bound by time. He created it. So, Jesus was God incarnate. But he's also part of the Trinity, which is the whole outside of this physical existence. And people don't seem to take that into consideration. A lot of people don't take that into consideration. And it's mainly because the Bible isn't explicit on time, except for the fact that God does mention that no man shall live but one of his days. And then when he talks about creation in the beginning, your perception of time didn't exist until the final day, so how do you know how much time passed according to an infinite creator's perception? I mean, you already mentioned that no man would live but one of his days, and you don't know how much time that is, because in the beginning people lived a lot longer. The oldest living recorded man was Methuselah, and he was over 900 years old, I believe. And we have proof of things like that. So, and there's archaeological evidence supporting the existence of Jesus. And, hey, you can bring, like I said, you can bring as much proof as you want to a non-believer. If they're committed to not believe in their heart, then they're not going to. Toxic, you got it wrong, man. I'm sorry for you. Do you read the Bible? Because I think you should. If you don't, and that's just my opinion. Like I said, death is not chaos. I like to look at life as the gestation period of the soul, preparing you for what lies next, seeing if you, with free will make the moral and right decision. And that's what it's all about. And most people don't. They bend to the desires of the flesh rather than what is morally correct. And it even says in those final days that people will know that Jesus is real, and that God is real, and the Holy Spirit is real, and they will still deny him. And that's a scary prospect, because even the demons can't do that, especially the ones that these people who don't believe in Jesus or God, and they go in and they do the ghost hunting and they're talking to demons. We already know that. Or talking to no one at all, except old interviews of people that are run through a freaking sound box with a noise gate and a reverb, and then everyone thinks you're talking to a ghost. It's ridiculous. Dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. But those demons that you end up encountering when you invite them in with that, they can't even understand why you don't believe in God, because they certainly do. They know there's a God. They know there's a God because they're at war with him. Well, I'm afraid, Fluffy, there's not a lot I can do for you in that aspect. I'm not trying to scare you, Toxic. I'm not. I'm just telling you what I believe. I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to scare you into believing anything. You're either going to take my advice, be objective about it, read a little bit of the Bible, and try to understand it. Or you're not. It's your decision. But I'm not going to try and scare you into it. I'm afraid for you if you don't, but I'm not trying to scare you. That's not how we don't share the message of Christ with fear. We don't. We do it with kindness. We do it with love. And the fact that no matter what you believe in, I still respect you and care about you as a human being and would defend you if you needed it. No matter who you are, no matter where you are. So that's the truth of it right there, Toxic. That's what I want you to know. It doesn't matter if you don't believe. You can if you open yourself up to understanding. But what you've done with your comments is demonstrated a strict hatred for even the idea of it. And that means that you're not thinking with your head or your heart when it comes to the subject. Because I'm asking you genuinely to take it into consideration and read. All I'm asking you to do is read. And form your own opinions. If it's still something you can't believe in, if it's still something you can't accept, then that's your choice. We all have a choice. Why don't you want to go to heaven or hell? You think, I mean, obviously you don't want to go to hell. Who would? But you have to understand where it is you say you don't want to go. You have to understand it more. And like I said, all I'm asking you to do is read. Take a chance on it. You've got nothing to lose. Okay? Nothing to lose. If you're here listening to me, you got plenty of time. You've got nothing to lose. So just take into consideration. I'm going to respect your decision either way. I'm still going to treat you like a human being either way. That's all there is to it. Stupid flies, however, I am not going to treat like human beings. Good Lord. Getting freaking bombed over here. No, it's not. The reiterations, they're connections. Everything is interconnected. You're talking about your understanding of what you're reading and in what context and in what book. Because those are the differences. If it's one of the apostles and his writings, as opposed to Christ and his sayings, as things go from the Old Testament to the New Testament, they're not contradictions. They're affirmations of each other all the way through to the end. So you have to take that into consideration. You have to remember that. when you're reading specific books, you are reading the account of those individuals about Jesus Christ and everything that happened before he came to earth and everything that happened after. And then you'll start to understand. But you have to read it in that context. You can't just go in here thinking, this is BS, I'm not going to pay attention to it. You really kind of have to take it in. The chapter they hide from me, who's they? I think it's funny how he keeps calling me old man. Look at the calendar. What are you talking about? You're talking about the December equals 10, but it's 12. You're jumping into some conspiracy stuff there. You know, the calendars have been rectified several times over the past 2,000 years, and that was because if we hadn't, then 3 a.m. You know, it looked like it was noon at 3 a.m. So the calendars had to actually change with the times. What agenda? What agenda does a calendar do to me? What does that have to do with it? I'm going to read the date wrong and what? Miss a doctor's appointment? I don't understand what you're getting at. How does the calendar being changed affect my belief whatsoever? How is it even relevant? They don't do it for Jesus' birthday. Look, we celebrate Christmas, which was adopted as a pagan holiday. And nowhere in the Bible does it mention Christmas. That's a construct of man. Plain and simple. It's a date they chose. And if you're associating Christmas with religion, that was the Catholic Church's fault. That was a way of bringing in the pagans underneath the banner of the Catholic Church instead of killing them and destroying them, as the Catholic Church tended to do back in the Crusades. And that's how they did it. Did you know there's even a God that the pagans believed in, that the Catholic Church made a saint so that they would fall under the banner of the Catholic Church? I believe in Christ. I don't believe in a lot of the stuff the Catholic Church does. I do not. I just don't. And if you read the Bible the way I'm asking you to read it, you'll understand why. That I believe in Christ and what he did for us and the reasons behind it from beginning to end. Well, Mary, God says to honor thy father and mother. So, yes, respect due to Mary for being the one who birthed Christ. But praying to her is not something I agree with. Because we only pray to one God. And we do it in the name of Jesus Christ, who is the only way back to the Father, as the Bible states. So you kind of have to, like I said, read to understand. And that's all I'm asking you to do. So you keep calling it a lie. That's not going to get to me. That's not going to anger me. That's not going to change my mind. I'm simply going to tell you to read if you are open-minded. Take things into consideration. Weigh the evidence. And then believe what you will. Christianity is lacking, but it's not dying. It never will. But it is lacking in most, especially in this country. Christianity will never die. Well, you guys don't seem to understand. Some people just don't get it. You're going to see it. The whole world will know when it's time. And some of you will still deny him. Huh? Good luck to you. I will still always care about you as a human being. Who doesn't know? Let me tell you a story, Toxic. When I was a young lad, back when there were T-Rexes, we had a dog, a little white terrier. And my grandmother, she did see things. Her eyes were open. She was given a gift of sight. And all of us have different gifts. Discernment, sight, whatever you want to call it. And sometimes the gift of knowledge. Well, my grandmother sat up literally in bed. I was sleeping on the floor. We had swamp coolers back then. Okay, that's how we kept cool, and it was a hot summer. So I opted to sleep on the floor, usually in the hallway, where the swamp cooler was, or on the floor in my grandma's room or whatever, because I wasn't raised by anyone but her. She sat up, and my brother was there as well. He remembers this story. And she said, that dog she goes, I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you this, but that dog will die in 3 days. And this wasn't one of those things where they tell you that and then take him to a farm. She knew exactly how it was going to happen, the color of the truck, what the guy looked like driving it, and what happened. And no matter what we did, even tying the dog up in the house, exactly 3 days from the time she said that dog somehow got out, was hit by the same car, which was driven by the same man. And I don't know why to this day that I was supposed to know this, because I have a very analytical, very scientific mind. And I think I would have doubted things had I not been shown the future 3 days in advance. And no matter what we did to stop it, we couldn't. It had already been written. And the Bible says everything under the sun has been done. It's finished. We just have to play it out because we're within the construct of that time. And Joe, if you're unhappy, you feel free to leave. But I'm curious of your opinion. You see, you can always tell when somebody is hateful because I'm speaking the name of Jesus Christ, and it's angering those who don't believe. And I'll be ridiculed for my beliefs. You know who told me that? The Bible. So there's that. And if people ridicule me for this belief, then I'll carry that. I'll take whatever you have to throw at me. But he also said, sell your cloak and buy a sword. So those who wish to do me harm for my beliefs, I'm not going to lay down and take it. See, when he says turn the other cheek, he doesn't mean walk away. He means turn the other cheek and look at him and say, is that all you've got? Love you too, Sniper. Jesus is King of Kings. And you know what? If that makes people angry, let it. Let it. Because we're not trying to make you angry. We're trying to bring you that good news. And you don't want it. You will see it and still deny him. You will. You will. And that's the sad part. Because just like now you can see it in today's media. You can bring the proof out and set it on the table like the crack in the Oval Office or in the skiff or wherever the hell Hunter Biden put it. And no one will believe it. The media will twist everything and turn it around and feed it back to you until you're saying the exact same lines that every single media agency was saying, that this is dangerous to our democracy. Over and over and over and over on every network. So, there you go. You could be looking straight into the eyes of the proof, and you'll still deny it. Oh my gosh. Yes, you all have a choice. Everybody has a choice. And that's the whole of it. Stupid freaking fly. Where's my grenade? Fly swatter around here somewhere. How about a TPU printed crock? That'll work. Come here. I'm gonna watch this rotator. Get off my freaking can. Come on. Left the door open too long. This was completely 3D printed, by the way. With AMS TPU for the Bamboo Lab X1 Carbon. Much more rigid, but still flexible, you know? This is some serious stuff right here when it comes to bonding. But it's not very flexible. Good stuff. Although I wouldn't recommend it for shoes. I mean, you could do parts of it in there. But whatever, right? Oh, yes. We can't forget the Deadpool mask. That was fun. No, I'm not going to start a manufacturing business. I did make a joke, though, that I should start an OnlyFans. Welcome to the birth of the 340mm EDF. Took a lot of CAD work to get this bad boy working. And I'm still printing pieces. It's going to be a while before she's all ready. But she will have an RPM sensor, amp meter, pretty much the whole 9 yards. Oh. So before we do end things today, I'll take you around and show you the projects. That's the black pearl that
I wasn't finished.
Yeah, I know. Working on the black pearl. I'll kind of clean this place up a little bit. Working on the 34 or 340 millimeter ducted fan engine. I have 170 millimeters here. Both rear drive and front drive that I've been experimenting with 4-to-1 gear ratio setups with. Say hi to Deadpool. Say hi, Deadpool. And then we have the unfortunate wreck of the dill drone. And that was because of a low battery warning that didn't come through on my receiver. You were supposed to tell me. But, yeah. I just got to reprint that part. All the wires and engines are fine. Pick up the prop. So, yes. This is what I do. Is Deadpool a what? No, I don't think so. This is that magnetic mask. It's just... I try to get it in here and set it over here so you guys can see. This is the one of the turbines that had a bit of an accident. But yeah, I was holding this when it went off. So yeah, that was fun. Just blades there, because I had this one on the rack, so I had put the other turbine here and spun it up with a 650 on that 150 amp ESC. And it was 22.2 volts, but I set the timing for 11.5, which gave it a ton more torque. So this blade is basically was the same blade. I spun it up, and then it just exploded. It was a PLA blade, not a PETG blade. But I decided that these are going to be good for the Cuddy Black when I'm done with that. But they're not good enough for what I really want to do. So I made this one. And the stator casing's all done. Doing the fan casing, then I got to do the duct work. And then that will pretty much make the... And then this rig, this whole table will be set up for this rig. I built my RPM sensor for the fan, programmed it, so on and so forth. Motor mount goes here, and it's pushed by a 7070 Flip Sky, which is a 60 horsepower motor at 75 volts. But we are doing our first test at 48, which is still 5,000 RPMs. So we start off safe and keep the motor from overheating too quickly. And then we move up in voltage as time goes. We'll be able to get our voltage and amp consumption through this meter here, and everything will be powered by that ESC. And then these two 2200 milliamp 7EC packs. So that is a 3-to-1, sorry, this is a 4-to-1 gear ratio that I tried to have metal printed through PCB ways, but they got the dimensions off. So if you've ever tried seating a valve into a cylinder head and lapping compound, and that's what I was trying to do to get it to fit into there. Because this is 4-to-1 gear ratio. That's a 4-to-1 gear ratio, but it's a rear drive. So there's two different versions for two different reasons. Don't forget to get some bitter coffee, linked in the bio. And some 64 millimeters. I was thinking I've still got these laying around, so maybe replace those engines with this right here, right? I think they'll fit right in there. Yeah. That'll work just fine. Except the KVs might be too high. It might be too much for the power distribution board on there. Yeah, 3200. I'd have to use a different power distribution board. Which I'm sure I have somewhere. I have that Taro 480 amp power distribution board, but that's what I'm going to use for these four. Because it's 100 amps max for that motor. But the advanced power drives stopped selling commercially to hobbyists, and well, they went commercial, and they stopped selling to hobbyists, and to the people like get FPV. You can't get really most of APD stuff anymore. I don't know why they killed an entire revenue stream to go commercial, but whatever. So I just used a Taro from a large Taro drone because it still can handle 480. And the max is 100 per motor, which gives me an 80 amp overhead across the board, which is good. I need that overhead. I'm not pushing it at full voltage, but we're going to check thrust, we're going to check RPMs, we're going to check everything when we do this first spin up. The duct work for this is massive. It's going to cover this table. It's going to be about that high. So once I get that done, that carriage off of an old ANET printer will come over to this table where it'll be secured to the scale that I have over here. I want to get a different scale. I need a load sensor. I don't think the fish scale is too accurate. But you do what you can with what you got, right? So that is the project. That has been what's been going on. And I have thoroughly enjoyed, yes, aviation. Sorry. Yeah, I studied aviation and industrial engineering, CAD design, basically most of my life. I've been into CAD. I was using 3D Studio Max when we had to start it up from DOS, So I've been doing this for a little while. So there will be updates on that. And then, of course, we've got this one, which I'm still kind of waiting for parts for. This is a 90 millimeter. I'm not using that avian. It's just for testing. I'm going to go to 120 to put in there because the avians like to explode at random. So I'm not going to be pushing it with that. This is the MP-CNC, which I basically 3D printed a 3-axis CNC machine. So you've seen it before. It's the MP-CNC, but I made it bigger. I went with thicker steel so that we could make a larger bed so I could do a lot bigger work, that kind of thing. So yes, there's a lot more work and a lot more printing still to do, but we're getting there, and everyone will be updated in the shorts and things like that. And I hope once again, that we do get to do another live like this as soon as possible, because it was fun. It was a lot of fun to do this. Yeah, there's a lot of good people out there. I appreciate your subscription, and welcome to the club. But yeah, I like to have these chats when I'm in the middle of doing printing, because I like to talk to the people out there and see how you're all doing, and get to know people, earn some friends, things like that, and any support that I get from anybody through any of the links I have in my bio are strictly to go back into this. Like literally, if I get anything at all, which isn't much, I haven't gotten very much at all. But when I do get a donation, I'll buy a part I need or a roll of filament, that kind of thing, just to keep things going, so I can keep bringing you guys content, because that is the goal. I know y'all can't wait to see that big drone fly. So, try Fusion 360. If you I got an educational license for it, so because I'm still studying for my master's and so on and so forth. So I got a free educational license, and for the past couple of years I've been able to renew it because I'm still in school. So or university, I should say. That's kind of a random comment. Why dost thou say that? Please elaborate. Love it when they come in here and do this. I love it when they come in here and do this. I love it. Love it, love it. Come on. Why am I a weirdo? Please tell me your anguish sustains me. No, I didn't think so. No. Gotta love it when they jump in, right? And they're just like, say random stuff. You know, I also paint too. So, just an abstract of acrylics. I have oil paints I've done in there. I'll put up pictures on the Discord. You can join the Discord, by the way, to see more content and to meet more people. And until next time, when we're printing the rest of this thing, you know, we'll see you soon. Colt, you want to go outside, buddy? Let's go. Come on, I know. You gonna go get him? You gonna go get him? Go get him. Go on. Go. Get him. All right. That's my boy. All right. So again, thank you all for stopping by. I appreciate it. Even the people who were hateful or didn't like me or just jumped in to say weirdo. We love you all. And from all of us here at DPC, we thank you for stopping by. Please subscribe, share it with your friends. You'll see some great content. We'll have better chats in the future, longer chats, more entertainment. You're going to love it. Plus, I'm going to be printing a lot of cool stuff. So, God bless each and every one of you. Thank you all for being here today, and you have a wonderful evening. Good night.